Welcome to The Walking Dead, the officially unofficial podcast for The Walking Dead on AMC. I'm Jim.
And I'm Aaron.
And today we're talking about Season 5, Episode 14, entitled Spend. I have no idea what that title means. People wrote in trying to tell us, and none of those things made sense to me. So,
really?
Yep, not a damn
All right,
one.
well, I'm gonna do this up top then. Janelle's the first one
Okay.
to put forward this theory that we then got about a dozen more times. She's mentioned that this is all the quotes from the final 5 episodes of the season, from essentially where they get Alexandria on, are from a quote that Dale gave in Season 1 where they're sitting around the campfire and he's talking about why he always winds his watch, which I always thought was a euphemism for masturbation.
Okay,
Winding his watch.
this is starting to make more sense. Yes, it definitely is. It's like the Facts to Cleveland,
But the full
except Dale's version of it.
But the full quote is, I like what a father said to his son when he gave him a watch that had been handed down through generations. He said, I give you the mausoleum of all hope and desire, which will fit your individual needs no better than it did mine or my father's before me. I gave it to you not that you may remember time, but you may forget it for a moment now and then and not spend all your breath trying to conquer it. I hope this isn't too big of a spoiler, but the episode titles, next 2 episode titles are Try and Conquer.
Yeah.
So
if you're spoiled by those, I don't know what you want.
Because I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
I will say that that's very cool.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I didn't see this one.
However, I'm not getting the overall theme, except for like this mausoleum of all hope and desire. That's kind of.
I mean, if Dale were here, he'd probably be telling them, "Let's settle down here." You know,
Sure.
Let's make this a home. Let's spend some time here. Let's try to remember and forget and all that shit he's talking about there.
But if they're making this analogy between a watch or a clock, which is the mausoleum of hope and desire, and the destination that they've arrived at, Alexandria, I mean, that's pretty dark.
Sure, it is. Yeah.
And it's saying that this is going to go dark places, which we're starting to see where the fault lines,
Definitely.
Gabriel might be batshit crazy, but he is right that there is some trouble in paradise.
Yeah.
And he's actually he's the apple.
Okay.
Or the snake.
Why do you say that?
Or Eve. It's all rolled up. I mean, well, I don't know. There's a lot of good feedback and a lot of stuff I want to say about the episode.
He's the rat. We were looking for the rat in Justified. Gabriel's the rat.
Sure.
He's bleeding over into another series here.
Sure.
So that makes a lot of sense in retrospect with Deanna having him wind his watch, Rick winding his watch.
Sure.
And which I thought was an elaborate mind trick at the time. It was probably there to mark the beginning of this kind of 5-episode arc.
If you have one of those kinetically winded watches, it actually could be the opposite. A euphemism or a masturbation could be a way to effectively wind it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we both really like this episode on Instant Cast. I've seen it 2 more times since.
2 more?
Yep.
Wow, I saw it 1 more.
You saw it 1 more. What I still think it's a really, for Walking Dead, by Walking Dead standards, a really tight piece of storytelling.
Yeah, it's
that
good.
Does a lot of things fairly economically and is moving in a lot of directions, which is something. It's nice when you got the luxury of having more plot lines and you know what to do with. You can make a really interesting 50 minutes of television.
Yeah, it seems like the bulk of this episode is centered around this mission to go get the power converters from Tashi Station, and the story movement that happens is kind of peripheral to that, but they have such a big chunk out on the mission that it makes it very easy to tell those stories economically.
Yeah,
around it.
And also it's like The Rock, Mr. Rock and Rock, sent in an email that we'll get some of his criticisms later, but I thought the thing that I really identified with is he said this episode made you feel something. Like, even if it was just disgust at seeing these guys torn apart, or, seeing the virtuous heroes be heroes and seeing kind of like these skulking do-badders do bad. I mean, I had intense feelings about Glenn and Abraham and Gabriel and Dickless.
And Tara, surprisingly.
Yeah, I even was...
and Eugene, and
They
Yeah,
need it.
it's
She needs
wild.
less fist bump and more shoulder jump.
She
That's
does.
what she needs to swap those moves out. The
Absolutely.
shoulder jump is kind of endearing.
It is. It is much more than the fist bump. So who made this episode?
Jennifer Lynch, who has directed a few movies at the box office. The one she's most famous for is Boxing Helena. This is her television debut, and as Jake from Tallahassee wrote in, said that Jennifer Lynch, the director for Spin, is the daughter of the great David Lynch. It's probably the best episode of the season, so it's cool to see some of the Lynch directing talent was passed on. I thought she did a great job. This was a very tense, well-shot episode. And it was written by Matthew Negrete, which is my Timon and Pumbaa Power Ranger Kim Possible whipping boy.
Awesome.
But after failing hard at like 4 episodes, he's rounding into shape. Let's hear it for on the job training. Yeah,
it's much better this time around. I think there are still some issues. With some of the dialogue,
and there is a lot of stuff that's just lazy. And black and white. That's the only criticisms I can really think about this episode.
Yeah, I leveled that criticism against the episode with Carol's line in the instant cast, where she's talking about how she just knows that Pete's abusing his family and he didn't have to say anything.
Right.
That felt very lazy to me and very cliched. But on second viewing, it's just a second, and it doesn't it plays a lot better when I'm not cracking jokes over it.
Sure.
Like we do in the live watch.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Let's get started in the recap.
Sure.
We start off with Gabriel going into a garage church, and Taryn Page is out of a Bible. He walks in with wax paper. What the fuck is the wax paper for?
Well, I don't want to spoil our feedback, but we had a pretty compelling explanation.
Okay. Was he going to tear his heart out and leave it on the
something like
on
that
the podium there?
Yeah, it's all about you got to freeze your Bible pages between sheets of wax paper. They go bad. They go bad. It's a preservation thing.
Well, he did a terrible job because he ripped all the pages out.
He's already set up. He's been there. Who knows how long? A couple weeks maybe. He's already got a church set up. Mm-hmm. He's got parishioners.
With a weak ass stained glass window. Can I just say that? Like, where is Jesus with like light shooting out of his head or something? There's fucking trees, man.
What are you talking about? Stained glass window or like a flash for some bitchin' tattoo? I don't know.
No, it's always like Mother Mary with the baby in her arms and light shooting out of Jesus. They got some crazy stained ass windows that are stained ass windows.
Stained ass windows. So Jesus is essentially an agent from the Matrix after Neo jumped inside of him and burst him apart.
Yes.
All right.
Light shooting out of his mouth and eyes.
Right. Our Lord of the Perpetual Neo.
Mm-hmm. And way more strawberries here than in Slaptown.
Yeah,
I mean that is a bounty of wealth of strawberries.
You could buy the entire Serenity for this many strawberries, let alone Book Passage, man.
You could. Okay, Reg meets with Noah.
Whoa! Daryl's got a sweet new bike.
Yes. There's a really quick shot of Daryl on a motorcycle.
I looked this up, and this is a customized and heavily distressed.
You don't say.
Honda Nighthawk CB 750. Okay. And it is loud as hell. Mm-hmm. Like, I would have gone with a quieter pipe. I don't know that you need the extra 7 to 10% performance on that, Daryl.
Yeah.
Do you have to alert walkers from 5 square miles as you're going down the road?
That's his style, man.
You so much for sneaking up on people too. Mm-hmm. Damn it! How'd you know I was coming? But it looks awesome. It looks amazing.
It does look amazing. This struck me as a similar shot to what Sasha had last week, where she turns around and shoots the walker from a distance. And,
sure.
It's much cooler when Daryl's doing it.
Yeah.
As opposed to Sasha.
Plus, you lose the Nazi SS bolts now. I was at a toy shop, needed. And Todd McFarlane, the comic book artist who's also gotten into action figures, has got this new line of Legos. Mm-hmm. They're not real Legos, but they're like they look like models when you put them together.
Yeah.
He's got a Daryl one, and I noticed that he's got, the Daryl chopper or the Merle chopper. No Nazi iconography on that.
Really?
Can't put that in Toys R Us.
I'm not a fan of Nazis, but I'm a fan of being true to the show. And he definitely had.
I wonder if they have 2 versions, like
stuff.
One you can get online and one that they can sell at Toys R Us. Although it's an open question whether you should be selling Walking Dead toys at all at Toys R Us if you're worried about.
That's a fine question.
Things like National Socialism.
Well, they sell Call of Duty at Toys R Us too.
So. Well, and you can rip a man in half in gruesome detail, but better not say the F word.
No, not at all. Reg meets with Noah, who asks him if he can teach him how to build things. Reg agrees, and then he gives him a notebook to record everything he learns.
Yep.
And he writes something in it. I don't know that we actually get to see what it says here, but we know later on that it says this is the beginning.
Yep. And it's also the end. So fitting.
Yeah. There is no way. Am I crazy to think that there is no way that Reg is around when Noah is his age?
Unless Noah...
He would have to be 100 years old.
Yeah, unless, again, we got a Benjamin Button situation here. It'd be hard to believe.
Sure. Okay, Abraham washing his face in the sink while Rosita sleeps. He's going off to work. Seems to be bothered by it a little bit. That I firmly believe that this is his entire prep for work in the morning. Step 1, wash face. Step 2, go to work. That's all he does.
I feel like we missed a part of it because he is a lot more emotionally torn up than I would have suspected.
Uh-huh.
And then, like, he's gripping the side of the trailer later on and trying to stave off the Cleveland facts. But then once the action starts, he's back to, like, the happy warrior.
Yeah.
I
think he's not adjusting very well to this slower life.
Like, he's only happy when he's destroying zombies, although he seems to be really happy in his leadership role. This is the first kind of the post-traumatic stress thing that I wasn't fully buying.
Okay.
It doesn't seem, he seems the type that more goes rage / catatonic during bad things, not the, like, heavy breathing, white knuckle, sweat popping up the forehead type of guy.
Yeah. What do you think about his body hair here?
It's dolphin smooth.
He is, yeah.
He has no visible body hair except for what's on his face and head, and also that's not body hair. So
sure,
maybe Rosalita's already gone to work on him, or Rosita. I was also the Ela in there.
Yeah, I don't know why, but yeah, Rosita. She probably has. She's probably like, "Yep, you made a promise. Got to keep it."
As soon as he stepped out of the shower, she's had the dual-edged safety razor there. You promised.
Yep. The group prepares to go on a run to get some inverters, which are needed to fix the failing power grid. And they drive off to the sweet sounds of dubstep.
Yep. Which is another I buy that Aiden rolls this way.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that I buy that Glenn and Tara and Noah think it's a joke.
Yeah. Yeah, you might be right.
They're just like, oh, this Aiden guy. I mean, you just punched this dude out, Glenn.
Mm-hmm.
You just punched him out, and you're going to let him start this shit?
Yeah. Speaking of shit, Eugene's dialogue feels a little forced here.
Just all the shit?
Yeah. Yeah, it felt like the writer was trying to, throw in
That's
a
a hell
cute...
of a thing coming from you, Jim.
What are you talking about?
I thought that was like bald move dialogue. Like, instead of trying to, worry your brain over finding the right word, just throw shit in there.
Yeah, but it's the way that, like, I don't know. Eugene is a weird guy. I get it.
Are you talking about just the way he says everything of, like, this flat effect, or are you talking about the dialogue itself? Because the dialogue I didn't have a problem with.
No, I had a problem with the dialogue itself.
Okay.
It felt very forced. And I don't blame Josh McDermott for that. I think the writing was a little wonky in this scene, but
at least he's not singing Hakuna Matata.
He could be doing
and talking
that, yeah.
about Queen Rita and her taking over the earth. Matthew could really run home to Mama, and we'd really be screwed.
Yep. And this is where Tara is teasing Noah about talking to a girl, which she goes on a little bit later when they're driving off about. Now, is Noah interested in this girl? What's going on here? Like, I got the impression that he was talking to a girl like a previous night or something, and she saw that and was teasing him.
Sure.
Not like she's asking about some girl that he knows.
I don't know. I think it could be both.
You think so?
Yeah.
It felt very teasing, like the nature of their conversation.
Sure. I mean, I could buy it either way. The fact that, Tara's kind of been portrayed, at least I think, as kind of a horn dog.
Sure.
She moves into a new place. It's starting to scout the
territory.
territory.
Boom. Yeah, she's in bed with
Good
someone.
on her.
Mm-hmm.
And so I could read it as just Noah being like, "Oh my God, can we settle in? Can we get separate houses before we start doing this?" But I also can get the fact that she saw that he was sweet on a girl, and she's teasing him about competition. So it could work either way for me.
I guess we'll find out next episode if
Holly's just crying her poor eyes out.
Yeah.
Why did it have to be Noah?
She's in Glenn's bedroom at night threatening
or if she's
him.
holding Tara's hand as she recovers. We'll know.
Okay. Rick sees Jesse in her garage and finds out that her owl sculpture has been destroyed by someone, and then he vows to find out who. He's really concerned with this.
Well, you know who started the destruction? That's one Rick Grimes.
Yeah.
Maybe he came back to
Yeah.
finish the job on one of his many.
That's what I expect, yeah.
That walker on the other side of the wall just drove him insane. He had to take his rage out on some vaguely owl-shaped structure.
Yep. He goes on about broken window theory here. Keep the windows intact, keep society intact. I don't know. I'm vaguely familiar with the broken window theory. I thought it was more like keeping people working is the thing. Like breaking windows is the thing that keeps people working, and therefore it's good to break a window every now and then.
That was the whole Rudy Giuliani philosophy in the 90s for policing New York. It's like ignoring street level crime like graffiti and, gray market stuff and stuff like that leads to large scale crime. And I don't know what to think about it because on the one hand, it does seem like New York's a lot safer place, but you can say it about the whole country. And violent crime across the board is falling much faster than you'd think just if you watched the media. But on the other hand, it seems also one of the unintended side effects is by focusing on this petty street crime, it disproportionately affects minorities and other underprivileged groups.
Sure.
So if violent crime's dropping anyway, and it's just kind of a tool for oppression, I don't know. It's interesting that they just tossed this off. I could see a guy like Rick believing that because, what the hell? He's a small town Kentucky sheriff. What does he know about big city policing and all that, the melting pot and all that stuff? But it kind of is a head scratcher for me, too, because it's kind of been something that people have been criticizing in the last few years.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I don't know much about it. We go to the warehouse group.
By the way, we got a lot of feedback about this, a lot of theories about going on, but does it seem like Jesse is a victim of abuse?
No, it does not.
I mean, there's no. I mean, I don't know what a abused victim is supposed to act like, and maybe that is a problem that I'm having. That I just don't grant that there could be. But she just seems very bubbly. There's absolutely no evidence that she's being abused.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, other than her son acting weird and crazy, and her husband being a drunk and kind of a dick, there is not a lot of evidence there.
That's true. We probably have a lot of feedback on that, don't we?
We do.
Okay.
I just wanted to see if you had a take on that.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. It doesn't seem like I would guess she would act, but I don't know how someone who was being abused should act or would act.
It's certainly a lot different than what we saw from season 1 and 2 Carol.
Yeah. Even in the moments where Carol was away from Ed and kind of it felt like she was comfortable, she wasn't acting like Jesse acts.
Yeah, you see like
on the regular.
You could see her coming out of her shell. I don't think that Jesse owns a shell.
It doesn't seem like it, no.
I mean, from the first time people meet, she's just open and friendly and kind of almost bubbly.
Yeah.
So, but her son is very disturbed.
Yep.
One way or another.
Well, Carol's not helping.
Well, indeed, but his reaction to Carol kind of says he's disturbed too.
Yep, definitely. So we go to the warehouse group, and they are preparing to go inside. Tara and Eugene split off in one group. Glenn and Noah split off in another. Eugene tells Tara that he's a coward, and also that he has done his share of the work here. I got you guys to Washington, D.C. Well, he says Washington, but it's Alexandria. It's not actually Washington,
which is a suburb of DC. So that's not.
Yeah, but it's in a real state. It's not. It's
okay.
not DC.
Okay, and a real state.
Yeah, well, DC is not a state. DC
it is.
Not.
It is a district.
Yeah.
Of Columbia.
Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know that I buy Eugene's argument here. I'm more on Tara's side. We got you there. The idea is almost worth nothing. It's about execution.
Indeed.
If we were not around, you would not have made it to DC, period.
That is all true. Eugene is entirely delusional and surprisingly delusional since, he got the beat down by Abraham. I mean, that's the thing. I got you people. What are you talking about, you people? Your people are all dead with the exception of Abraham and Rosita.
Mm-hmm.
These other people that you created around Georgia, a lot of them are dead too. Some as a direct result, like Tyrese, of your bringing everybody out to DC. So Yeah, he shows a startling lack of self-awareness.
I think that's well within his character.
I think so too, but it's curious to see how they're going to go about the redemption route. I mean, he kind of manned up because they have established that he does feel something for Tara. I mean,
Yeah.
not anything romantic,
No,
but
no,
she
no.
was the one person that seemed to kind of have his back and his confidence, even when frankly he didn't deserve it.
And
he seems to be aware of that, at least.
She was kind of worthless herself for a very long time in this series, right?
Sure.
Like, even when Eugene met her, she wasn't doing much. She wasn't able to contribute too much.
I don't know that she's not worthless now. She didn't do much here except for jump on Noah's shoulders, which is fine. Tell Eugene the way it is, which also fine, and get her ass blown up.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Which is one of the other problems with the episode.
Which then why do you send those two out together?
That's and that's the interesting thing about The Walking Dead. My evolving relationship with it. It's like I find the better the episode is, just in terms of how successful it is at entertainment, the more I'm just overlooking, and not even seeing the flaws. Like until I got emails saying like, "What the fuck is this strike team?
This
bullshit.
Is it's complete
bullshit strike team." I started like, oh yeah, and the third time I watched it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is especially they've retconned Noah into being a crack shot. This is the guy who couldn't fight his way past lawn furniture 3 episodes ago, and now he's a dead eye. But like, still with a limp.
I've been practicing.
Yeah.
Really? That's your excuse? Like, I've been practicing in the off episodes?
And I haven't seen a limp that variable since, like, a Mr. Bates on Downton Abbey.
Sure.
Do we need to make it a point that you're gimpy? All right, limp it up. Do you need to be a kind of credible badass? Okay, you can dial that back to, like, 10%.
It's complete bullshit that this guy who's so concerned about the future and wants to learn to be an architect just this morning is now going out on missions with his fucking limp.
Yes.
Where you will likely have to run your ass off.
Like, I get that recruiting's important, but Daryl goes roaring off on his motorcycle when they're about to do a dangerous run for the good of the entire community.
That's fine. I don't have a problem with Daryl and Aaron going out there and doing their thing.
What about, Rick has to patrol. He has to fucking investigate this owl statue. He can't go out and be a badass.
No, he's patrolling the town.
Abraham has to pick this day to start expanding the fucking fence rather than keep the power grid going.
I don't know. Why do they even send Tara and Noah out there? Eugene's the one who is going to know what they're looking for. Glenn, Aiden, and the other douchebag Nicholas can keep him safe, right?
Yeah.
Like, send those 4. Why send 6 out? 2 of which are complete lame ducks.
I don't know, because maybe it seems like 4 people could carry those converters.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. That is definitely an issue. But I didn't see it going into the first time through because I was too busy being entertained. But yeah.
All right. Anyway, so Glenn and Noah also split off, and they see that the front is blocked by walkers. So Nicholas' dumbass suggestion of let's go out the front, is completely not possible.
Yeah, and also I will say that at this point it seems like Aiden is kind of coming around.
A little bit, yeah.
He's like backing Glenn for his decision to patrol the perimeter. Although the other thing that bothered me is when they did, like, it made Glenn look smart on several occasions, but they didn't really do anything with that intelligence. Like, okay, we need to take the time to clear out this front, make sure we have multiple points of egress. Well, no, we just want to make sure we're fucked if our one line of escape is cut off. There's zombies trapped in here. Let's find them. Oh, they're trapped. Let's just leave them here while we go about our business. Like that. What good is having a guy like Glenn showing you the ropes if, like, it's like a Sherpa guiding you up the Himalayas? Well, I've laid out these ladders and these grove, and I put the pitons here and all that. You know what? We're going up the other side of the mountain anyway. Thanks, Hergé. Appreciate it.
It's so that when they have to come back down those ropes, you can see how rickety the ropes are, right? I mean, that's what they're doing. They're showing us, there are walkers out front, so when they get stuck in the revolving door, that's where they came from.
But there again,
like it's very that is mechanical,
very railroady.
Yeah,
and it's another thing. It's like, well, maybe they didn't have time, but it seems like maybe another half hour, an hour of brainstorming in a writer's room, and they think of something truly compelling that doesn't involve making Glenn look like, I don't know, it's not Captain Hindsight. It's Captain Forsyth who's blind or something.
with a memory problem.
Yeah.
I didn't have much of a problem with that. I had a far bigger problem with Noah being there, with Tara being there. Those seem like dumb decisions to me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they go inside the darkened warehouse. They run into some walkers. They're behind a fence. Then Eugene and Tara find the inverters. And there's a walker with armor and grenades who comes at Aiden. And he decides, you know what? I'm going to shoot this thing. And he's kind of not playing with it. He's trying to kill it. But at the same time, he could have done it in a much cleaner way. Obviously, he didn't have to shoot the grenade. But I mean, even the way he goes about it, like, I'm going to shoot it in the leg and I'm going to stand back at a distance and try and take it out. Just walk up to it, rip its mask off with your boot, and shoot it in the head.
Yeah.
You know, like, be clean about the thing. But
sure.
he's not.
I'm
And so
pretty
he
sure that-
blows the fucking warehouse up.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that plexiglass shield wouldn't stop a bullet anyway.
Yes, you're absolutely
But
right.
yeah, there was one. I mean, like I said, he was starting to come around. It's too late for him now.
Yeah.
But he was, he lived like he died, a complete dumbass douche.
Yep, he blows up the warehouse. It impales him. It destroys the fence that's holding back all the walkers. It collapses the shelves. It takes out Tara. It hits her in the head with shrapnel.
I mean, it's like a Wile E. Coyote type Rube Goldbergian. And like that one thing just made chaos. Everything bad that could possibly have happened. Except for I thought Glenn might be blinded because he was staring right at an explosion, and we kind of like dissolved the light. I'm like, oh Jesus, he's gonna like be somehow incapacitated. But it turns out it was Tara who was like on the other side of a bunch of equipment in another aisle.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but it did. And then Glenn makes his way over to Tara and Eugene and kind of saves Eugene in the process. I don't know how much you want to talk about that scene right there, but...
What about Eugene's first attempt to take out a walker?
It's fairly pathetic.
Yeah. In fact, he couldn't even bring himself to shoot the one when another one ambushed him. And thank God Glenn was able to fight through the cardboard boxes because he had been... I kind of thought he was going to. 'Cause I'm like, man, this close range of a zombie with this guy's inability to do anything combined with his, wearing short sleeve shirts and short jean shorts, he's fucked. He's fucked. But good old Glenn.
Yep, Glenn's always there to save him. Twice this episode, actually. So back in town, Carol comes downstairs and finds Sam hiding in her closet, and he wants cookies. He's demanding, "I want more cookies." She's very dismissive of Sam's problems here.
I do. He's like, "Oh, my owl statue's broken. This," and she said, "None of these are problems, Sam."
And then she tells him that if you want more cookies, you will have to steal the chocolate yourself and a bar for me. Which he goes and does.
What we're seeing here really is what it's like to be gripped in the throes of chocoholism.
Yes, it's an epidemic in this town.
She is a dyed-in-the-wool chocoholic, and she will stop at nothing to get her fix. Now she's moved from stealing to exploiting children. I don't know. Selling organs is going to be the next step.
I love it, man. I love what Carol is doing here. Like it's kind of mean, but at the same time, it's really funny. And that strikes me very much as Carol now. I mean, she in the past probably would have taken this kid and said, "Yeah, I'll teach you to make cookies. I'll do these things for you." But like her experiences with Lizzie and Mika and that whole prison
but that's
sequence
also because of who she is.
Her.
She can't. She's trying to do this front, but as she's realizing more and more, this isn't just an annoying kid. This is kind of a cry for help.
Yeah.
And with her own experience, and that's kind of Rick's people. They can all be assholes, but at the core, they're good people.
Yeah.
So you get to see that kind of come shining through, which I enjoyed.
Yep. Aiden's still alive. Glenn decides they're going to go save him. So they fire a flare off and run toward him.
Yeah.
And then we cut away. Not much to say about this scene. They're kind of holed up in an office here with Tara laid out on a table, bleeding from her head. Then we go back to Abraham, who is helping with the expansion of the wall when all hell breaks loose. A few walkers
Yeah,
shamble into sight.
Maybe a dozen with a work crew of about a half dozen, I'd guess.
Yeah, it seems like you could easily take these things out.
From
but
the range we're talking about, sure.
These guys are terrible shots. They're shooting their own equipment.
Yep.
They just fuck everything up.
That's my other big problem with this episode. Like, does the Alexandrians all have to be this comically inept? and in Aiden and
Yep.
Dickless's case, criminally
Mm-hmm.
neglectful, and it's like Abraham and Rick and Michonne, they're all badasses. They're like the player characters in a video game versus everybody else's non-player characters.
Mm-hmm.
I expect them to just be normal people. I don't expect them to be all Mr. Magoo and Two Left Feet Sally.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of a problem.
Sure. It's a problem for everybody, Abraham included. He springs into action. He saves basically everybody. They were going to run off, but he specifically saves Francine, who got trapped by the walkers.
That's the other thing. The central interesting thing about this is the conflict about these Alexandria's standing operating procedure, which is shit pants and run when zombies are around, versus our cruise, which is leave no man behind. That is interesting and neat, and something that would impress the hell out of the Alexandrias if you pull it off, without them being a bunch of Eugene level dumb fucks.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of the point, right? These people don't know how to deal with these situations.
It's not that it's but again, trust us to see that without having to make them be the Keystone Cops.
Sure, it would be just as compelling if they were trying to run away and Abraham was saying, "No, let's go in and save these guys."
Yeah,
save Francine.
Like
save
it's not
the dude.
worth one person to risk the whole group and to risk the wall, and Abraham can just be like, "Fuck that," and go on in
and show, his. I don't know, because I imagine these people aren't all that well trained.
Yeah, but I remember, like, you've seen Band of Brothers, right?
Sure.
Remember that hard-ass lieutenant? I can't even remember his name, but he was like, I think everyone suspected him of committing war crimes by executing all those Nazis in the early episodes. And there's this one point where, the whole platoon is like pinned down, and there's this one lieutenant who's kind of a bedwetter, and he can't quite, he's overwhelmed, but he's not just like
Schwimmer?
sucking his thumb. No, I don't think it's Schwimmer. He didn't even make it because he was like, on the face of it bad.
Yeah.
And he just gets up and like runs across the battlefield to relay this command that needs to happen, and then runs back, and the men are all like, Jesus Christ, this guy's a badass. The rest of the platoon didn't have to be shooting themselves in the feet or have their pants around their ankles or slipping in the mud for me to be like, yeah, that lieutenant might be crazy, but he's also really good at his job. Like, that's the kind of thing I want to see from an inspirational scene. And I feel like if Tobin saw that, he would still go and be like, I'm not the man for this job. This is the man for the job.
Yeah, I just don't think these people are good at their jobs. And especially just the construction workers.
Yes, the show is screaming that at a very loud level. Yeah. These people are all bad at their jobs. I wish they didn't.
Okay, fair enough. So I really like the line "Mother Dick" here.
Who doesn't?
It's said twice. When he goes under the truck. He says it again. Not when he goes on a truck. He's got this. He's got a work light that he's using as like a flail.
Yep.
And it breaks, and he goes, "Mother Dick."
Which I don't think that was scripted. I think it just flew off in the middle of it, and he's like, "Well, it's throwing another Mother Dick," or maybe they just looped it in audio.
They're like, "Man, we need to feature that. That's good."
Yeah. But you can kind of see the guy who plays Abraham, Michael, like when it goes off, he kind of like, "What?"
Yeah,
and then like, "All right, I'll just keep bashing zombie heads." But I liked it.
That was cool. I like seeing the work light as a weapon there. It was neat.
Do you think? So, I mean, Mother Dick is obviously supposed to conjure up motherfuck, right?
Yes, I mean, it's supposed to conjure up any string of obscenities that you want, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that for some reason, this worked a lot better than Donkey Licked.
I like the Abrahamisms.
Yeah, like
I do. I really do.
Abrahamisms are better than Joe-isms.
Oh yeah.
And they're kind of both ridiculous, but I don't know why. I don't know why he's selling it and the other guy didn't. But yeah, Mother Dick is strong.
It's good. It's real good. Pete stops by Rick's house with a beer in each hand. Not to offer Rick one of the beers, just to drink both of the beers.
No, he wanted to drink with him.
He never offers that beer.
Yes, he does.
No.
Yeah, he tries to get it, and Rick's like, I'm on duty. Oh, you're not on duty all the time. You're on. Yeah, no, he tried.
Does he?
Yeah,
okay.
You're gonna trust. I'm a 3-time viewer. Bow down.
Okay, all right. He rambles about how they've lost things and about Rick losing his wife, and tells him to bring his kids in for a checkup.
Which seems, it's the only thing that I actually thought was, everything else seemed vaguely menacing.
Yeah.
Like, he was there to pick a fight with Rick, and Rick wasn't rising to the occasion.
Sure.
I feel like Rick is kind of on his heels here because he had a lot of weird energy with Jesse in the owl destruction scene.
Yeah.
And I think it's because he feels like he fucked up with that kiss, and now he's just really awkward around these people.
He did fuck up with that kiss.
Yeah, but if he had,
Yeah.
I'm saying that if he hadn't kissed Jesse and gotten all governor on her, I feel like he might have punched this guy because he was being offensive and rude and gross.
Well, he tells Rick they should be friends because they kind of have to, living in the same city here.
That came across as jerk ass. Like everything other
Sure,
than offering medical care for his kids, that was the one line that came across as not like, Trumpy. He's back in a full Trump mode.
Whatever he said about Rick losing his wife, it kind of got to Rick because at the end of the scene he's looking at his ring, and I'm not sure exactly what he's thinking there. Like, is he thinking, why am I still wearing this? Is he thinking, am I going to have to take this off if I kill this guy and get with Jesse?
No, I think it's like Rick. He is sorely tempted to move in here, and it's kind of his respect for I guess, a person's marriage.
Sure, he doesn't want to shame the guy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
As someone who survived the vicious shaning,
yeah,
he doesn't want to shane in return.
I can't blame him. Eugene reminds
his lobes are a lot. He's taking some Tylenol. Those lobe swelling has gone right down. Yeah, some cortisone cream on him.
He's put some stolen chocolate on him, frozen chocolate
right out of the freezer.
Eugene reminds the unconscious Tara that he's a coward. And then he hoists her over his shoulder and makes a run for the exit, killing walkers along the way, which is most certainly not a cowardly act.
No.
Good on Eugene.
No.
He steps up here.
Why? Do you think it's
he cares about Tara?
It's one of those situations where it doesn't matter what people say, it's what they actually do.
Sure.
It's like, I can't think I'm saying that. You see a lot in television shows and movies where a person that is like full of bravado turns out not to have it when the chips are down. This was like the rare reverse of that, where and it wasn't like, because you see a lot like a cowardly person will be able to pull a gun and shoot somebody, but he again, fireman carry, one arm shooting, taking zombies out at the knee. For Eugene purposes, this is Abrahaming up. Yeah,
this is Eugene's Rambo moment, I think.
Right. I mean, Abraham's like laughing like a pirate king as he strides across the battlefield with work lights akimbo. I mean, it's not that, but it's pretty good.
Yeah. Glenn and company make it over to Aiden, and they try to lift him off the metal whatever he's impaled on.
Which I thought they might be able to do.
I thought so too.
But then they panned down and showed the one in his gut, and I'm like, oh no.
Bad news.
This guy's a human Jenga pile, and I don't care which one you pull, it's going to come crashing down.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't work, and they're forced to leave him there just before he and almost Glenn get torn to pieces by walkers.
Sure.
Those walkers come in right after he's pulled off of Aiden.
I saw on Reddit that someone said they superimposed the text of Carol's speech to Sam over Aiden's picture of being ripped apart. Because she said you're going to be tied to a tree and you're going to be screaming, but no one will be able to help you, and they're going to eat you while you're still alive. We've never seen that before. What do you call that? That's not foreshadowing. That's archetype. It's like you've got you got.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. But do you think that there's anything there?
Possibly. Yeah. The thing that I was noticing is how much this guy looks and is killed like Captain Rhodes from Day of the Dead. You showed me some. Yeah, it does seem like it's a deliberate homage. Yeah, they look similar too. It's strange. Like if they do a remake, well, they have done a remake, which fuck that movie. If they do a real good remake of that movie, I would want him to play Captain Rhodes.
Nicotero has copped to doing direct homages of different things before.
Yeah.
We talked about maybe this is the homage season because he had that head flare zombie that was right out of Survival of the Dead.
Yeah.
But I it's not that I enjoyed the scene, but I think that this show hasn't had a really gruesome zombie death in a long time.
Oh, I love
nothing this gruesome.
Yeah,
like
I love it.
Like the only thing close I can think of is like Otis and Dale, but this was like that times 10.
Yeah, and we get it times 2 this episode.
And the guy kind of deserved it. Like he was starting to redeem himself. I'd rather see Dickless up on the pike than this guy, but yeah.
If they could have somehow piped the dubstep into the warehouse at that moment.
It was going.
Yeah.
And all the zombies are nodding their head. And, yeah, that'd been a different movie. That'd have been a Sam
Yes.
Jackson.
It'd been Shaun of the Dead in the bar.
Or not Sam Jackson, it'd been a Peter Jackson joint.
Yeah. Okay. Abraham tells...
And also, we talked about them confessing to being complicit in the deaths of the other people that they got killed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the other people didn't panic. They stayed, tried to help each other, and they ran off like cowards.
Which is exactly what Nicholas does again here.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
He's like, right. ABR, always be running. ABC, always be cowardly.
Abraham tells off Tobin for being a coward, and he punches him, and then he takes over the construction site. Abraham lays down the law in this scene. Good stuff. Then we go back to the warehouse.
Pull the cobwebs at your ass. What kind of spider would bother,
It's those trapdoor spiders.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. On their way out of the warehouse, the guys get stuck in separate sides of the revolving doors, which is just an awesome set piece, I think.
It is. Someone on the forums wrote that those doors don't really work like that.
Yeah.
They're designed that in a panic situation like that, where you've got like a building on fire and people crushing against it, that they kind of fold outwards. So in reality, this thing would all fold outwards and they could have, I guess gotten outside to the lesser zombies. But I'm willing to overlook that because this was a really good set piece with really good stakes and kind of clever. So
I don't know how you fold those doors when there are that many walkers, though. Like, where would they fold to?
Well, I'm not saying it would be 100% because obviously the walker's standing there, but they would collapse to the point where I'm sure that
the walkers would get in.
No, that the Dickless and the other and Noah and Glenn could have gotten out.
Okay,
because that's the thing. Like Nicholas did get out, so like imagine that door was swung open another 10, 15 degrees, and then on the other side too.
Yeah. We go back to Tobin, and he's in the house in town, the government house, as I'll call it, Deanna's house. And he tells him that Abraham is better at construction than he is. And construction here means leading the construction crew.
Sure.
Deanna says, you know what? Make Abraham the new boss, the new foreman. And when he leaves, Deanna worries aloud to Maggie that she's putting so many of their people in positions of power. And Maggie says, yeah, of course you are, because we're awesome and you suck.
Yeah, it's a non-violent takeover.
Yeah, and it's warranted, too.
But it is
Maggie's
bothering.
100% right.
It isn't sitting right with Deanna, because I thought,
that makes sense.
Especially with Maggie kind of, who's to say Maggie's not going to take her job, because she's better at it.
I mean, when she pushes all of her chips into the middle of the table, she's still back there sweating. Even though she's not showing it to you, she's sweating.
It seems like the thing to do, unless Abraham turns out he's a secret general contractor as well, is have Tobin be the foreman and he just be in charge of security.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why it had to be a complete coup.
It felt to me like Tobin was so ashamed that he didn't want to be the leader anymore.
That's the thing. Like, what do you have?
Like, he comes back and just like, oh, I'm terrible.
I
at
get
this.
it
Abraham's
that
good.
Francine clocked you one, but like if that's standard operating procedure to keep everyone safe, I don't know why you'd be ashamed of it. Now, again, that doesn't mean he wouldn't feel ashamed. I'm just saying that like it doesn't seem like there's anything intrinsically shameful about cutting and running and trying to save everyone versus needs of the many, needs of the few kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
No wonder it took so damn long to get the other walls up. Can you imagine when Reg was running this crew? Oh,
Yeah, the wind would blow and they'd be back inside, everybody, back inside.
I thought I saw a cloud. It could rain.
There were birds in the sky. Sam returns with chocolate, and Carol starts
that
some
reminds
cookies.
me, Birds of the Sky. The third time I watched it, I caught on the fact that what seemed to trigger Abraham's panic attack was when Tobin went off to send the fax to Cleveland. A bunch of birds, before he got to the bushes, they kind of flew out.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, well, maybe Abraham knows there's about to be an imminent zombie attack. So he was kind of like, or that's what he was worried about. But then, why wouldn't he say anything to somebody?
I don't know.
But that clearly seemed like what they were trying to tell us, that he sees the birds flying out and like, oh God, this is happening again. But I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not sure either, because it felt to me like it should have been tied in with, the face washing scene.
Sure.
Where he's kind of bracing himself against the sink.
Yeah, it's diluted the point that I think they were trying to make, which is for Abraham, the panic attack is a return to normalcy.
Mhm.
Like, how do you go back? You know, it's kind of like the Hurt Locker. How do you go back to the supermarket with your wife and kid when you've been
Beat someone to death with beans.
a war junkie for the last 18 months?
Yeah.
How do you go back to this normal, jerk ass life when you've been living this awesome one?
Yeah, and that's what everybody's going through, right?
Sure.
Even the people who don't like this life are going through that.
We got a little bit of hint of what Maggie's there for, because she's mentioning that she's working on field plans.
Okay.
So her farmer's daughter experience seems like it's being harnessed by these people.
Yep. Good use of her. Sam returns with chocolate. Carol starts some cookies. She admits that, Sam admits that he breaks stuff when he's sad, and that it prompts Carol to ask if he broke the owl, and then he comes back. He doesn't say anything, and he comes back with why she stole the guns, and that he wants a gun. Carol asks who, and he runs off.
Yeah.
This
gun
is
for protection.
Yeah, this is where Carol starts to get the idea that maybe Pete is abusing his family.
Yeah, and Sam, I was like, man, is he going to talk about how he sometimes hurts dogs and cats when he gets sad? Like he's really, I don't know. There was a lot of people calling bullshit on the fact that there was no childhood trauma, and I know that I was thinking that too at the early goings of the scene. But by the end of the scene, I started thinking this little kid has seen some shit.
Yep.
So maybe he can see past that Carol is all bark and no bite.
Mm-hmm.
And whereas she's dealt with adults that really do hurt people, and he can see the difference.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with it, honestly.
I didn't either. I was more just enjoying Carol being Carol here.
Uh-huh.
Sam asks, "Were you always good cook?" Sam, we're not talking.
Yes.
I don't know why. That's really funny to me. In the revolving door, the guys try to escape, and they try to bust the glass and all that stuff. And Eugene tries to lure the walkers away with dubstep, and it works mostly. He gets the ones on the outside of the door away. And then,
do you think that's why they had him playing the dubstep, just so he could come in and do the Dodge Charger routine?
I'm sure, yeah.
Okay.
Although he could have just been pounding the door, yelling, and revving the engine. I was about to say the same thing. The dubstep was unnecessary, but it was okay.
I don't know why they feel the need to
It's flavor. It's flavor.
It is flavor.
Yeah,
I guess so.
Aiden was a douchebag. Aiden liked dubstep.
Are you saying all people like dubstep are douchebags?
No. I'm saying that Aiden was a douchebag who liked dubstep.
All right.
I like dubstep every once in a while.
Well, people can make conclusions based on that.
Yeah. Draw your conclusions
as you have a body of work, I think we can draw conclusions from.
Certainly. Nicholas escapes, but he causes Noah to get eaten while Glenn watches. This is the times 2 of the vicious ripping scene. He gets his face ripped open.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he gets a fish hook in, and then it's done.
Yes, he did.
I don't know.
And what the first time I saw this, I thought, because we were both like, oh, I thought he said, "Let me go."
No.
But him begging, "Don't let go."
Yeah.
And then Glenn having to watch that whole thing. Glenn, I don't know what Glenn does.
Is this what you wanted, Glenn?
Yeah, I don't.
Watch me die.
I don't know what Glenn does, man. I really don't.
You said you thought he owed it to Noah to watch him die. I don't know that I buy that. I think that's...
I kind of think if someone makes a sacrifice, it's kind of like the same. We talked about this, I think, after the podcast, but in that scene in The Watchmen where Dr. Manhattan's girlfriend is faced with the fact that he's going to be zapped to death in violent manner, and she's like, "I just can't watch. I'm sorry." That was shown as a betrayal. You are more worried about your own feelings than comforting your loved one in the moment of their death. So
it didn't look like there was any comforting going on here.
I get it. I'm just saying.
Glenn is curled up in the corner, horrified, eyes wide, as Noah's screaming and having his face ripped open.
It was awful. It was bad stuff.
Yeah. If I'm getting pulled apart, I don't know that I want to see your reaction and how disgusting
this is as bad as it feels.
Yeah.
Maybe even worse. You might not be screaming loud enough. Yeah, I get that. Sure.
That's not how I want to go out personally, but okay.
Just in horrific pain, everyone looking around just like, no.
Oh my God, it's terrifying. Yeah, so I thought that was an amazing scene again. I got to give Zombie Kill of the Week to zombies, right?
Yeah.
They get the awesome kills this episode.
Yeah, really.
I think it's Noah because the face rip is better than the gut rip. I think, just de facto.
Although Aiden went longer.
He did.
Aiden just would not die. That's what I was getting. It's like, man, that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, the impaling was bad enough, and then he gets his guts ripped open, screaming. And also, getting your guts ripped open, you live a little bit longer than you do with your face ripped open, I guess.
I don't know if that's
and
true.
Your brain's being eaten. I don't know.
But either way, being torn apart by formerly human hands, it's right up there with fire and drowning for me now.
Yeah.
Bad way to go.
Definitely.
Bad way to go.
Nicholas runs up to the van, tells Eugene that they're leaving. Eugene refuses. He tries to shoot Nicholas, but he gets thrown to the ground. And then, ta-da, Glenn runs up and knocks Nicholas the fuck out.
Yeah, he does.
Boom. Two punches it took, though.
Yeah, he's lucky.
Abraham, 1 punch. Glenn, 2. Makes sense. He's a smaller guy.
It's true. But man, Glenn needs to get a gold star for restraint. Like, I feel like bad shit's going to happen when the Eagle van comes rolling back into Alexandria.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to be a lot of he said, she said kind of crap.
Think they play the dubstep on the way back? I doubt it.
But no, man, this guy's such an asshole.
Yeah, not only did he leave Glenn there to die, but he got Noah killed.
I just would have shot him in the face.
Yeah.
And left him there, or maybe shot him into. I don't know. I mean,
I think you could be.
I just saw a very good friend, and I get they haven't been around they haven't been around as long as others, but I feel like you bond pretty quick, starving, thirsting, and killing zombies together,
and eating dogs,
and surviving tornadoes and all that stuff. That's a formative experience.
Yep.
He saw that. Like, I don't see how Glenn just didn't shoot him in the guts and then throw him to the walkers.
Yeah.
Like here.
I mean, that's the thing. He didn't just get Noah killed. He was going to leave Glenn to die, or he did leave Glenn to die.
He left Aiden, like, because I think they were trying to show us that they could have maybe, I think Aiden's dead anyway.
I think so too, yeah.
But they could have gotten him off of there and certainly not let him be ripped apart. Did you think it was odd that, like, no one shot Aiden in the head before they left him? Like,
I did.
Where's the mercy kill, man?
I mean, it did happen very suddenly, though. I mean, if you look at it, like, Glenn is pulled off of Aiden right as the walkers come in to chew his guts out.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you stop and turn around and take a second to shoot
Last
him.
Mohican style. Don't let the guy be burnt to death at the stake.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Yeah.
It would have been nice of him.
You can't do anything to Noah because he had no bullets.
Yeah.
But, damn, it's brutal.
Sure. Carol goes to Pete's house and asks to see Sam and Jesse, but he says it's not a good time, and he shuts the door on her, and that makes Carol suspicious. Well, sure. I think it just confirms what she was already thinking, obviously.
Sure.
And then we get the group driving back while Eugene stares at an injured Tara, and we see this is the beginning in the journal, which we know is not true. It's the end for Noah.
Yeah.
Sad stuff. Gabriel goes to Deanna, tells her that this group is evil, that they don't deserve the paradise of Alexandria. Maggie overhears it, and then at the same time we get shots of Carol going to Rick and telling him that Pete is abusing his family.
And Abraham being a boss in every sense of the word.
That's true.
And that's the thing, like, the things that he is saying are being directly contradicted by events in the episode. Abraham put his own life at risk to save the construction crew. Noah was coming and saying, I want to help you make this place last forever. Like, these are things that they've had personal experience with. And like Tobin, like, talking about, like, Abraham's the Messiah. But it looked like it was bothering Deanna.
It did, yeah.
Which I wonder if it's going to be, yeah, she's a good read of people, but she's also threatened. So she's going to do, we've seen like overt evil, but let's see the petty side of evil or the banality of evil.
Yeah. I
kind of am interested in seeing that side of things. What do you think?
Yeah, I am too. I thought it was interesting in this scene how Gabriel is a lot like the people here in Alexandria, right? For the longest time, he was sheltered from most of the stuff going on out there, aside from his congregation being ripped to pieces.
Which he was complicit in.
Yes. But it's interesting to see that he has not changed his mind about these people after going through the Bob stuff with them.
Sure.